Alright boys, welcome to the building a store video. Now, originally I thought of building out an actual store, but that's just going to take a lot of time and I already did that in the course. But I'm not going to be building out a store. Instead, I'm going to do you one better and give you the entire checklist that you need to build out a store yourself. And then I'm going to show you a ton of examples on how you can actually go out and apply these concepts. So yes, this video is going to be more than enough for you to go out and build an effective store. Now, my cat is annoying me right now, but it's okay. Now, number one, let's see. Number one is the theme. Okay, real quick, just to touch up on this. So many people overcomplicate the theme. Like you could literally just use Shrine theme. That's what I do for literally all my stores. Every time I launch a new store, I just use Shrine. And then after that, you can shift to page builders like Gem Pages, Repload, Page Deck. I use Gem Pages. It's the easiest interface for me personally, but you can use any of these three. But yeah, just don't overcomplicate the theme. Use whatever. Use Shrine if you don't know what to use. It's probably the best. Yep. This guy needs to leave, bro. Anyways. Next is product images. Okay. Product images are super niche dependent, but they generally follow a similar structure. Okay. Like if you look at a ton of other brands, they typically have some similarity amongst the product photos, right? So there's the primary product photo, which is super simple. It just showcases the product. You can also include your offer if you have a complicated offer. Another is results, testimonials, benefits, ingredients, if it's like a digestible product, and if not ingredients, then you can have features for the product. For example, let's like hair dryer features. There's percent results, which you can add if your product has some sort of transformation to it. But generally speaking, almost every product can have percent results. Guarantee, trust factors, and / comparison chart. Now, these images should convey trust in your product. Okay, I see so many people, they put like these generic ass AliExpress images, and then they just like are confused why people don't trust their store, don't trust their product. Like it literally looks like a scam. Make your product images not look like a scam. It's that simple. Number three, top of fold. So a lot of people don't even know what this is. All top of fold means is like when you open the page, okay, when somebody clicks on your ad and they land on your page, what is the first thing they see? What takes up the entire screen when they land? Typically, it's going to be the initial like hero section of your product, right? And the thing is, a lot of people will build out their page and have a ton of important details like down the page, but what they don't realize is like a lot of people don't even read that far. Like so many people will decide whether or not they want to buy your product just from the initial glance and their like what's the word, first impression of your product. So you want to make sure your top of fold pretty much does everything, right? It might not go super in depth on everything, but it has a lot of details in it, right? So product images, offer, guarantee, trust badges, initial product info, and yeah, it's pretty much just your initial product section on like a regular product page. This is different for landing pages, but on an initial product page, that's what it is. So what would a good hero section look like, or top of fold? Excuse me. It typically consists of product images, product title, reviews, right? By the way, tip, do not just do 5 out of 5 stars, right? It's just not realistic. Make it believable. Put like a 4.5, 4.6, right? Like it's a good rating, but okay, like at least there's some people, like it works for most people. That's what people want to see, right? Not that it works for everybody. So there's that. Reviews, primary benefits of your product, your offer, the buy buttons, trust badges, like payment icons, guarantee, and image / videos of the product in use, because that could work for a certain product, especially if it's like a visual showcase of the product. If it's just like a supplement, you don't need to have that unless it's like testimonials. But yeah, frequently asked questions, instructions, ingredients, and then yeah, you pretty much just throw all these things into your top fold and at least give people like as much information as possible for them to kind of decide just from seeing top of fold. And then if they want to look further and learn more about the product, then they can, right? So that is what the next thing is for, which is you are going to be answering objections throughout the entire page. Think of the rest of your page after your top of fold as just objection handling, right? If you know what sales is, you'll know what I mean. But a lot of impulse purchases will come straight from your creatives and top fold. But some people want to see more information and actually go through the rest of your page. Like for me, if I buy anything, I'm going through the rest of the page. Like I don't just buy unless like I'm like already sold and I already want to buy something. But generally speaking, I like going through the rest of the page and at least reading up on like what is even there, right? So that's what the rest of your page is for. Each section needs to have a purpose, right? Do not add more sections just to have more sections, right? Less is generally better. Okay, you want to make your page seem full, but you don't want garbage on there. You don't want things that don't make sense. So, some of the type of sections that you can add to your page are reviews slash testimonials or like a carousel, trust badges or like a featured in section, in-depth product benefits, ingredients breakdown, results timeline, pain point mention, which is like kind of different. I don't know the exact way to describe the sections. It's just something that I've done where it's like I'll call out their pain points and then I'll explain directly how our product solves them. Right? I know some people have different methods of doing that. Then videos of people using the product, before and after sections, percent results sections, money back guarantee, how to use XYZ product, whatever your product is, that's XYZ, and then frequently asked questions. Now, a lot of people look over frequently asked questions, but in reality, like it is the easiest way to answer objections for your customers. Like you should spend time on your FAQs, especially once you start scaling, because a lot of people will look at the FAQs. If they have a specific question that isn't answered throughout the page, they can easily go to your FAQs. And if they find the answer to whatever question they have, chances are they're just going to buy. So don't sleep on frequently asked questions. Now, number 5 is colors. Okay? Believe it or not, colors matter. I don't care what anybody says. I don't give a fuck. People will say, "Oh, the color doesn't matter. Nothing matters like aesthetically. You know, it's just if your marketing is good, it'll like, bro. It has to at least make sense. Like your colors should make sense. There should be a color scheme to your brand. There should be like a trustworthy feel. Like when you buy from a well-known brand, like it's not like the colors are just all over the place. Like it has a specific aesthetic to it. People buy for that aesthetic. If a certain clothing brand, I'll give you an example, like let's say Supreme. If Supreme didn't have this like super minimalistic like page and it was just like Supreme at the top and the rest of the page just white and it's just all the clothes laid out. That's it. It's just super super simple. That matches with their minimalistic aesthetic. Like that matches with the luxurious aesthetic, luxurious feel, right? But you'll see other brands like on TikTok, these clothing brands, they'll pop out and you'll hop on their store and there's fucking like stars and shit and like it's like fucking you're in space or some shit. Like yeah, that's cool if it makes sense with your brand, but a lot of times it doesn't. A lot of times people are trying to like add more shit to make it seem like something is not, or they're just adding a complete wrong thing. So it all comes down to the concept like, yo, does this make sense? If it makes sense, cool. If it doesn't make sense, don't do it, right? And what do I mean by make sense? Make sure your colors make sense with your actual brand, the purpose of your brand, the product, everything that you are trying to accomplish. These are perfect examples, right? If you have a makeup brand, run things like pink, peach, or other girly colors. I don't know. But generally speaking, you're not going to run a makeup brand and have some color that is like black. Like you're not going to have a black store and then have makeup, right? Maybe if you're like Sephora or some shit, then sure, that's completely different. I'm talking about you, a little fucking drop shipper, making a brand with one product or maybe a couple products. Nobody's ever heard of you before. Your name holds no weight, and you have no overall aesthetic to your brand. You have no like brand feel or like actual brand development. Like, bro, pick some colors that make sense with what you're selling. Like, you're not gonna be fucking Sephora. Like, if I pull up Sephora right now, like Sephora has this thing where it's like, okay, sure, it might be like black in some areas, whatever. But even then, like Sephora is a huge, huge makeup store and like like cosmetics, whatever. Um, so it's completely different. You cannot compare yourself to Sephora. Your name has no weight to it, right? You want to make sure that your brand has or conveys an accurate feeling to it. That's the point. Same thing with like health and wellness, right? Like you can do other colors, but like generally speaking, when you look at a health and wellness brand, when you see like green or you see blue, like for example, like if you're trying to look at, let's say neuro or any of these like big healthcare brands that are like they sell like knee braces, knee massagers, and like sciatica relief and all this shit, whatever that you see. Like these guys have specific colors that fit well. Like it kind of gives off like some form of like authority in a way. So that's kind of what you're going for. Or like tools hardware, like bro, people that are selling like those little blowguns, it'll be like black, brown, orange, or like black and orange. Like um, it just has to make sense. And I know there's like these other examples here, but like I can't even ask to go through them. But overall, it just needs to make sense, right? Make sure your colors make sense with what you're selling. Do not sell something for women and then have it all black. You know, it's not that appealing. So that's one. Number, or not number, I would say the last one. Number 6 is the logo slash brand name. So a lot of people overcomplicate the brand name, and it should not be complicated, but it should still make sense. It literally, everything in this game comes down to, does it make sense? Yes, no. If not, fix it. That's literally all it is. So your name, if you're selling like some makeup product and then you name your thing the most random fucking thing in the world, or like you have this like generic name and your last product test was a knee massager and your name is like kneerelief.com, and then you're selling a makeup product and now your brand is still kneerelief.com. Like, what the fuck does that have to do with your product? It should at least align, or it should like sound somewhat clever. Like, you can run names that are super generic that could be run across multiple different brands or like multiple different products, and it's not like product specific. And everybody says that, but like, why not make it product specific? Like, why not come up with a name that actually makes sense? Why not come up with a name that's like, yo, you hear that shit and you're like, damn, that's a good name. That actually makes sense, right? And I'll show examples of this in the stores I'm about to show you. But generally speaking, it should just fit. You know what I mean? And colors and brand name, they kind of go hand in hand. Like, you want to make it in a way where it gives off some kind of trustworthy aesthetic to your product. Okay. And yeah, I'm not gonna read through the rest of this because that's pretty much the main point I wanted to make. And just know, like a name is not gonna make or break your store. A good versus a bad name will not be the reason you're profitable or unprofitable, but it's just a good practice to have. Like, just have a good name. Like, you don't want to start a brand, start scaling it up, and you have some shit name that is just stupid. Like, come up with spend at least 5 minutes on a decent name, bro. I guarantee you can come up with something. Now, moving on, I'm going to show you a couple examples of all of this in play, right? These are pretty much the main things that you need. There might be a couple others that we can point out when going through these stores. But generally speaking, this is all you need to know to build an effective store. Like, yeah, CRO is a lot more intense and stuff. And like, you can technically dive into the world of CRO and do all that shit. But you don't need that for testing. You don't need that to make your first 6, 7 figures. You can have a super, super basic store and still make a lot of money. So don't worry about all that shit now. Just focus on what I'm telling you here in this video so far, right? So I have 4 examples pulled up. First one is Bleem. You guys have probably heard of this. If you haven't, then I don't know, maybe you haven't been in the game long enough. But Bleem was absolutely crushing it, and they have a super, super simple store, super simple page. Okay, you just have pretty much one product, and look, it's just a super simple product image with their offer. It's added into it, right? Here's all the benefits, before and afters, testimonials, social proof, more social proof, more social proof, more social proof, and more social proof. Like, it's oh shit, how do I do that? Like, I wouldn't probably have this much social proof. I'm not gonna lie, but regardless, I mean, it works for them. They sold a lot. I don't know how much they're making now, but at one point they were fucking going viral, and pretty much just selling out like crazy. But here, ton of benefits, all this stuff. Would I have this many benefits? Probably not. I would probably design this slightly differently, but regardless, they make good money. Super simple bundle offer. Um, and then, yeah, trust badges, payment icons, shipping information, right? Little trust badges, FAQs. Then they have the little add to cart thing at the bottom. More social proof. I think that, like, Bleem primarily just runs off social proof, so that's one thing. Here, it just shows you the different spots you can use it. So, it's just like pretty much just how to use the product, or video showcase of the product. Before and after with testimonials, or not with testimonials, with benefits. Here is the percent reviews plus videos, right? More before and after reviews, This is just comparison chart, guarantee, and then reviews. Okay, so they heavily rely on social proof, but that's one super simple example. To be honest, I think their page is really basic, but maybe that's kind of what works for them. Regardless, he does make a lot of money. So next, SoloWave. I looked at this brand a long time ago, got some inspiration for them for like medical stuff, but I really like their page. It has a very specific feel to it, right? Their target audience is obviously women, so the colors and everything aligns and appeals to women, right? That's why you see like these, like a dark, like mahogany type of red, these like darkish pinks, like pink colorways, all this. It fits. It fits the target demographic. If they're selling to men, this is not what it would look like, you know? So here it looks very professional because it is a higher AOV product, right? And when you have a higher AOV product, you don't want to see some cartoon shit. You don't want to see unprofessionalism. You want to see like professional, medical grade, like, like this is the shit, you know? And that's kind of what they portray. As soon as you hop on, their top of fold is their product images, all these awards, right? Name, title, and then here, quick little product thing, product description, benefits, before and after photos, which is in their product photos. And then see, look, their before and after is like literally right after their first picture, because before and after it just shows you the results instantly, right? And then here, product benefits. This is a video of of a girl using it. This is just more of like, I guess, features and benefits. Red light therapy, ingredients, percent results, and then authority figure review. So kind of like everybody does the same shit just in their own way. It's the same concepts though. Like it's rinse and repeatable. Here again, trust badges, whatever, or like not trust badges, but kind of like uh, I don't even know the word to describe this, but like, shipping, free US shipping, 60-day guarantee, and then here, scarcity, money back guarantee, videos of the customers. So just testimonials / social proof, more testimonials. These are just I guess features of the product, right? And then here is just frequently asked questions. And look how many questions they have on their top of fold. Like all of these are here because these are very common things that people have questions about. So they put it at the top. Now the rest of it, before and after. Okay, what the fuck just happened, bro? Why does my MacBook keep doing this shit? Anyways, before and afters like this, and then 3 reasons. What is this? Like this is just benefits and like benefits / features, like why you should use the wand, right? More videos, percent reviews or percent results, how to use the product. Here's the actual features of the product. There's not real like ingredients, I would say, compared to like without their little serum. So the actual product itself, they just need to showcase the features. So these are the features, right? If you're selling like a supplement or something like that you ingest, obviously it wouldn't be features. It would be ingredients. What's actually in the product, because that's what you're putting in your body, right? So shit like that. Like it just has to make sense with your product. Here, another thing, it's a high AOV product. You want to make sure that this is like sought after and people talk about it, like doctors and all these guys. So they have doctors, professional authority figures that pretty much just talk about the product, talk about the brand, and then heavy on reviews, right? Another one, I'll give you like a supplement brand, right? A lot more simple. You'll notice this is very different to what we just saw because supplements are just sold slightly differently, right? Heavily on benefits, like you don't really need too much social proof here, like video proof. Like you don't need to show people using the product because it's just a supplement. You just take it, right? But it's just a lot of benefits, a lot of like details of the actual supplement itself. Like what does the supplement do? That is what the soul section is about. A little bit of social proof here, and then the offer. Same thing, free shipping, the delivery times, 60-day guarantee, Trustpilot for reviews, right? And then here goes into pretty much kind of like the pain point thing I was talking about, right? Relieve symptoms of menopause, helps with digestive distress, supports hormone levels to promote weight management. So pretty much just directly talking about the biggest problems that their customer avatar faces. So for example, this would be like digestive distress, weight management, menopause, right? And then just tackles them. here's like the featured in section, video proof, video testimonials, and just heavy testimonials. And I guarantee you, this page is super simple and super big on social proof because a lot of their landing pages probably sell the product already. So a lot of these guys like know what the product does. They just want to know that it works for them, right? And that's kind of why it's set up the way that it is. Now here is just more benefits or more features of the actual supplement, and then boom, more social proof, more authority figures talking about the product. People really care about the shit. And then ingredients, of course, supplement. There's going to be ingredients, and then the comparison chart between other random formulas or whatever, and then trust badges, right? For supplements, people really look for this type of thing, like third-party testing, all these different tests and shit like that to make sure that what they're putting in their body is safe. Because the whole point is just trying to make the customer trust your product. And look at their frequently asked questions. Like there's hella questions here, right? Very straightforward, very commonly asked questions probably, and it's all answered here. So that's the whole thing. Your entire page is just answering objections. Most people probably wouldn't even get past these reviews. I'm not gonna lie. They'd probably get here and just buy, but for the people that want more, they can see more. It's there. Now the last one I wanted to go over is Rose Skin Co. Just because I really like their overall branding, and I've always taken like inspiration from them. Let me just show you their actual page, but their overall branding is just so good. Like the store itself has a very unique feel to it, very unique design. All the colors are matched up. It speaks directly to the target audience. Like overall, it's just really fucking good, and I really like it. Um, and like I don't know, I've always taken like inspiration just from like their overall branding, their design, and like kind of just like the way it makes you feel. Like if I was a woman and I wanted a product, or I wanted a product to solve like like hair, PCOS, and all this stuff, then this is something that would probably speak to me. You know, just from reading up on I guess the target audience, I have like a decent understanding. Obviously, I'm not a woman and shit, so I can only speak from whatever I think. But anyways, you can be a man and still understand that like, yo, this is pretty good fucking branding. Okay. Now, product images. These very simple showcase of the product, right? Free shipping, just a little offer proposal. More people holding like lifestyle photos using the device, right? Transformational images, very important for a product like this. More lifestyle photos. There's a lot of lifestyle photos. I don't know if I'd include all of these in product photos. Um, but regardless, I mean, I'm assuming that a lot of their ads, like a lot of people already know a lot of this stuff anyways, but regardless, there's definitely a lot of lifestyle photos. But here, pretty much just talks about all the benefits of the product, right? So more benefits. It's very straightforward product, so they don't need like ingredients or even benefits here. It's kind of listed out here, and it kind of just tells you what it does. Like even from the photos, like if a girl's like this and she's using this on her armpit, you can assume that it's to, laser remove hair or just to get rid of hair. Like why else would it be there? So I guess the images still do have a purpose, but even then, like the overall feel of this, very smooth, very straightforward. And then here, the main primary like features of the product or features of the, I don't even know what to call these. Like, what do you even call these? Like free shipping, try risk free, the guarantee, FDA cleared. I don't know if it's like trust features or what the actual name would be for this shit, but they have it. Anyways, then there's more frequently asked questions, right? And it really just speaks to women the way they speak. Like that's the one thing I really like about the brand. It's very speaks like almost directly to them, or speaks in a way that they understand, right? So they've studied their customer avatar very well, and like even to the question, what's IPL? Like, bro, this is just I don't know, women just speak this way, I guess, and I mean it makes sense. I've seen this shit before, and then a basic video. It's like a full ad, just a video. You don't need this. Obviously, this is like high production, but it's like literally just a full ad here. And then featured in, seen in, whatever, more testimonials. How to, like, these are just benefits of the product itself, right? And like, yeah, pretty much just these are all just benefits, but just like, I don't know, just however they speak, whatever. And then more benefits of the product. These are like benefits and features kind of together. Like you could skip the salon, choose from 6 intensity levels. Like this is like a feature, this is like a benefit. You don't have to go to the salon anymore, right? It's like a benefit. It's pain-free, safe, and gentle, right? But 9,000 flashes, that's like a feature. So it's kind of mixed between them both. Transformations, right? So you can see on like you kind of give a customer a timeline on what to expect. And then this is very, very important just to, for especially for a product like this, like, yo, will it work for me? That's usually a big question that people have. And having a section like this is actually perfect because so many people can come here and genuinely just check, like, yo, does it work for me? And like they're honest with it too. If you do this, chances are it's like it's just not gonna work for you, right? If you have like a certain skin type or whatever. So that's another thing, right? These type of questions will definitely help out. Now this is custom coded, so obviously you are not going to do exactly this, but you can take inspiration from it, right? Just find a different way of showing or answering that question. Like, yo, will this product work for me? Because a lot of people have that question with literally everything. Like, oh, this might work for somebody else, but how do I know it's going to work for me? If you can answer that question, give trust to that, and make people feel like it'll work for them, you're chill. That's all you need, right? Here, comparisons, right, between all these different treatments, and then again, medical review, medical experts. This is just more social proof in a way, but authoritative social proof. And then Q&A is frequently asked questions. But anyways, you get the point, right? Testimonials. There's a lot of commonality between a lot of these stores. And a lot of these things you can easily add to your stores as well, right? So I know it's been yapping a little bit, kind of going over, um, just a couple things. But regardless, hopefully you took something from this video. It was a little bit more in depth than normal, but I don't know. It should at least explain a couple things on how to build your store, what you can apply to your store, and overall how you're gonna fucking convert your customers and make a shit ton of money because that's what you're here to do. So apply everything you learned in this video, apply it to your stores, and yeah, go print, bruv.